Now, the FAU baseball team season came to an end with a tough loss to Long Beach State in the Coral Gables Regional, but the Owls suffered arguably its biggest loss before the season even started.
Your FAU Owls.
Kevin Abraham has been playing baseball since he was 8 years old, but last November the game of life threw him a curveball, the likes of which he'd never seen on the field.
Hey, that's great. Thank you, Kevin Abraham, for throwing out this ceremonial next pitch.
This pitch that Abraham threw out in February would turn out to be the only action the Owls starting catcher would see on the diamond all season. His junior year over before it began when doctors discovered a cancerous tumor in his right arm.
And I was there when they told him, the doctors told him, and his response was, okay, how do we fix this? When do I get started?
FAU head coach John McCormack had already been fighting his own battle. Just 2 months before Abraham had been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, McCormack learned that he had a cancerous growth on his jaw. When McCormack learned of Abraham's diagnosis, he was there for his player and his friend every step of the way.
I think it was nice for me to be able to help Kevin. When Kevin was diagnosed, you feel so helpless. Then when he was going through it, he would call me, did you experience this? What's going to happen here?
He knew what to tell me before I started expecting things, so he's been there all the way, same way that my parents have been there all the way, and he's just been like my second father.
An unbreakable bond between coach and player now strengthened as they look to one another for support, each of them fighting a similar battle.
We text each other as always, I love you, man. Be safe. He always texts me when I get home. Make sure you text me when you get home.
But now the conversations are much more joyful. Kevin Abraham has been declared cancer-free and is done with treatments.
He said it, and I kind of said, what did you say? Say that again? And then he said it, and we hugged, and I was really happy for him. It was a little emotional.
It felt like I just won a championship, and it was probably just as great as a moment, there's no better feeling just knowing that you're done with everything, all the radiation that you've been through, just all the chemotherapy, all those nights, your stomach is all rumbling and probably throwing up all night, those are days you don't forget.
As Abraham now looks to return to the field, he feels his fight isn't over. However, looking back on his battle, he says love and support from family and friends was key.
I'm not challenging the person itself that's going through the situation. I'm challenging the people around the person to be better, Because when you see somebody that's down, your instinct should be to pick that person up. You should pick that person up because we're all human, At the end of the day, we're all human and we all get along.